Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about how to use Excel to plot voltage and current data. So if you remember from the previous lab, my graph was to create a voltage or V versus I graph, voltage versus current. So Excel can do that, except that it actually expects the current voltage or the independent data, the horizontal axis, to be listed first and this second. So I'm going to just copy this, space down here, and copy this, put it right down here. So you can see I have current then voltage, and that's what Excel expects in order for me to plot the data like I did in the previous video. Next, I'm going to highlight the data, and I'm going to go to something called the chart wizard. Insert chart. Now, in your version of Excel, you might have a different location where to click this, but it's something to do with charts. You want to look for the chart option. When you go to the chart wizard, which is a four-step process, there are many different types of charts. We're going to choose XY scatter, which scientists mostly use, and there's actually 5 different choices for scatter charts. We're just going to choose the first one, just plot the data points. Then I'll click next. The second step asks me, is this the correct set of data I want to use? So it says C19 through D26 roughly. So if you take a look here, this is C19 and this is D26. So it's basically saying, do you want to plot this data? And I just click next or yes. Then I give it a chart title. Voltage versus current for an unknown resistor. The x-axis, or along here, is my current in amps, like I did before. And my y-axis is voltage in volts. Click next. Now I can choose to create a chart as a big 8.5 by 11 piece of paper or as a small object on this spreadsheet. I'll just click as object in, and you can see there's my chart. Looks very similar to what I did by hand. I'm going to click this and get rid of that little entry there, so make it a little bigger. In fact, I'll make it even a little bit bigger here so we can see what's going on. And the other thing we did in the video was we drew a best fit line and we found the equation of the line or the slope of the line. And I can do that here in Excel as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on a data point itself. You can see the data point, and then once I have it selected, right click on it, and a menu will pop down. So I just right clicked on a data point. The one I want to choose a trend line, which is their wording for a best fit line. Now, I think this is pretty linear, so I'm going to choose linear. You could do logarithmic, polynomial, all different types of graphs. I'm going to choose linear. And a couple of options I'm going to pick here, back in the box. A couple of options I'm going to pick are, I'm going to display the equation on the chart, so I can see the equation on the chart, and click OK. And there you can see my equation. That's a little small. Make it the font bigger. And it's written with V's and X's. In our graph here, the y-axis is actually the voltage graph, and this is actually the current graph. But the number in front of the I, which is the slope, looks like it's 6.0069. So it looks like it's pretty much 6, which is 6 ohms. This 0.0057 is the y-intercept, so it actually, if you were to continue this line down, all the way down, it would hit it right at slightly, in fact very slightly above 0. But the number we're interested with is the coefficient, or the number in front of the I. And so you can see here this is very similar, almost exactly similar to what we did by hand. So the key points when you plot data in Excel are that it expects the independent data first, which you can see there it is, all the numbers up to 0.67, and the dependent data, or the horizontal axis, here. If you were to plot this, you would get the inverse of the graph. So in Excel, just make sure we have the data set up correctly. Then I highlighted the data. I clicked Insert Chart, which walked me through the 4 steps of the chart wizard. Next, next, and so forth. And I chose bar chart, but we chose XY scatter. And after we did that, I right-clicked on a data point itself to add a trend line, and I displayed the equation of the chart, which gave me the equation of the line, and the slope was the coefficient or number in front of the I. And so those are the steps you would follow to create a graph in Excel for voltage versus current. And as you can see, this is a straight line, so it follows Ohm's law. Ohm's law again being V is equal to IR. And that's a wrap.